For finding the DIJs for all unoccupied cells, firstly we will identify which are the unoccupied cells. So as you can see, this is not having any allocation, so this is an unoccupied cell. This cost is also not having any allocation, this is also an unoccupied cell, this is not having any allocation. All the cells which are not having allocations are unoccupied cells. Right, this one and the last, this one. For all these cells we will calculate the values of DIJs, which will determine that whether the solution is optimal or not, or the transportation cost can be reduced further. Formula we used to calculate the value of Dij is Dij is equals to Cij minus the sum of the values of Ui and Vj for the particular cell. So the first Dij which we need to calculate is, can be understood by the seeing the cells. This cell, for this cell we will start from this cell. This is the first unoccupied cell, and this cell is first in the first row and third column. So we have to find out D, which first row, third column, D1 3. We have to find D1 3. So we have to write C1 3 minus U1 plus V3. Is it right? Okay, let's find the value. The cost of this cell is C1 3. So C1 3 is C1 3, that is 8. 8 is the cost, minus what is the Ui for this? 5. And what is the Vj? The value for this is V3 minus 2. 5 minus 2. Right, I have written it like this. So first of all we will solve this bracket. So we get the value 8 minus what? 5 minus 2? 3. 8 minus 3 is equals to 5. So we get the value 5. D1 3 is equals to 5. Now we will move to the next cell, which is the next unoccupied cell. First row, fourth column, D1 4. That is D1 4, or C1 4 minus U1 plus V4. D1 4. For this the cost is, go to the question now, the cost is 9. We have 9 minus, what is the Ui for this? 5. And what is the Vj for this? V4 minus 6. So we write 5 plus V4 minus 6. So we will write it in bracket minus 6. Right, let's start solving it. 9 minus 5 minus 6, that means minus 1, and this will be 9 plus 1, 10. So this is the value of second Dij. Move on to the next one, D1 5. So calculate D1 5. That means C1 5 minus U1 plus V5. And what is the cost for this? Again 9. So this is 9 minus, what is the U1 for this? Again 5, and V5 minus 2. 5 plus minus 2. Right, 5 plus minus 2. The same situation has been above. 9 minus 5 minus 2, that means 3, and 9 minus 3, 6. So we will get 6 as the Dij. For this cell, this is first row and sixth column, right? So D1 6 or C1 6 minus U1 plus V6. What is the value of C1 6? The C1 cost is 0. You can see here this cost is 0 minus U1 5 and V6 minus 15. 5 minus 15, right? 5 minus 15. So this is 0 minus 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 10 or plus 10. So the value is plus 10, as minus outside and minus inside becomes plus, positive. So D16 is 10. We get the Dij's for all these cells. Now we come to the next unoccupied cell, this one. In the same manner, we will get all the Dij's. We will calculate all the Dij's of these cells. Now, as we have obtained the values of all Dij's, so we will start writing the values of Dij's in the cells and start optimality test. So the first Dij is D13, the value of D13. So we will write the value of D13 here, that is 5. Right. In the same manner, we will put the values of all Dij's. As we have found all the values of Dij's, so we will start putting these values in the cells, and on putting the values, we found that 2 Dij's are negative. We found 2 Dij's negative. So here we can say that the solution obtained by using this transportation table or with the help of Vogel's approximation method was not optimal, and the transportation cost can be reduced further. So we will start working on it. We are having 2 Dij's negative. So when we get 2 Dij's negative, at that time we have to compare these two values, and we have to choose that one which is the most negative value. So if we see, if I compare -2 and -4, then you will see that the most negative value is -4. So we will allocate, what next we do is that we have to allocate a minimum allocation. We have to allocate here, and that is called theta. So we will allocate a minimum value, negligible value theta to this cell, that is theta, and this theta is to be plus theta, right, because this is the most negative Dij. So we have allocated plus theta to this cell, and now with the help of this plus theta, we will start making a loop, a closed path. Loop means a closed path with the help of the allocations we are already having in the cells. So we will assign plus theta, minus theta, plus theta, minus theta, and approach to the same cell. We will start from here and we have to end here. So let's start making a closed loop. This is the important point, how to make this closed loop. This is the point where generally students did mistakes, and I will tell you the whole thing in a very easy manner here, that how we have to do it. The only few things you have to consider while making a closed loop is from the point from where you start. That is, if you are going to start it from plus theta, we have assigned plus theta here, so you have to make you have to draw a straight line, and that straight line should connect to the next allocation, and to the next allocation we have to assign minus theta. So I will draw a straight line from this to make a closed loop, and for this cell I have to deduct minus theta from here, minus theta. Now if whether in which direction now I have to move, I'm not having any allocation in this direction, so I'm not going to move here. I can't move like this. We cannot move cross sectional. We cannot move this like this. We have to move straight, whether in this direction or in this direction, or in up or down, right? So the next we have to move this to this cell, because we are not having allocation any here. Yes, you can say that, ma'am, why we have not moved to this cell? We can move to this cell, right? But when we jump to this cell, after that we are having only this allocation here. We cannot go here, we cannot go here, right? So we are not having any allocation to make a closed path. That means closed path means we cannot move to this cell again without connecting to any allocations. So we can't choose this way, we can't choose this way because this is there, we are not having any allocation. We can't choose this way because we are not having any allocation, and we cannot move like this. So we have to connect to the cell where we are having allocation nearby. So we are having nearby allocation this, and also we can see that we put minus theta to this cell, and after that we have to join this allocation. But when the situation is like that we are having number of allocations in the same path, so we just need to choose that allocation from where we can connect to the another allocation. So if I connect to this one, I can't connect to any other cell, right? But if I just skip it, right, and join this one and allocate plus theta to this cell, then I have the option that if I jump to above, then I have the allocation and I can connect to this cell. So why I have skipped this cell, and I repeat this thing once again, that we can't move here because we are not having allocation. We can't move. We can move to this cell. Either you can move to this way or this way or this way. You cannot move to up, right? And if I have chosen, because I have chosen the cell below this cell, so I have to use this way, like this, right? This is the same thing. You can do it like this or like this. So I the first thing, assign plus theta to the most negative cell, then assign minus to the next minus theta to the next cell, and after that see which cell you have to skip and move to the next, so that a closed loop can be formed. So I have skipped this cell and just move to this one, because I can join here from or jump to this allocation, but I am not having any allocation further near about 75, this allocation. So I join this theta, and after that I will assign minus theta to this cell, and after that I will join directly this one, right? So here you can see that we got a closed path. Right? This is the closed path which we formed. Right? We just skip it, join this, and after that this. Right? How I have moved? I can also move like this. That means the arrow should be like this, but I have moved with this. So both are correct. This one, after that this cell, after that this cell, and again to this cell. This is the closed path. Now we have to see, we have to check the negative thetas, right? We have to check the negative thetas, where the negative thetas are aligned. As we start checking that where are the negative thetas, so you will find that we are having two cells, this cell which is having 45 minus theta, right, and 25 minus theta, 25 minus theta. I hope you can understand it better. I just highlighted it with the color. 25 minus theta and 45 minus theta. We are having two cells with negative theta. Now we find the least negative theta. The least negative theta is, the least value is 25 minus theta. So we will put this value equals to 0 and find the value of theta, right? 25 minus theta is the least negative theta, so with least value with negative theta, and we have to put it equals to 0. Put 25 minus theta equals to 0, and on solving it you will get theta is equals to 25. So in next step we just need to put this value 25 to the given transportation problem, and just find out whether the Bij's become positive or not, right? Let's start doing it. Now on putting the value of theta is equals to 25 in the transportation problem, here that is 25 minus theta, this becomes 0, 25 minus 25, this becomes 25 plus 25, 30, this will remain same, this will become 45 minus 25, 20, and this will become 25. So the revised transportation problem will be like this. Okay, 0 will not be allocated, So we remove that value. 30, 75, 20, 25, 125, 50, 100, 50. Again we check that whether we are having the degeneracy or not. Total number of allocations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are having the total number of allocations 8. That is number of allocations we found again 8. And on checking m plus n minus 1, that means 3 rows and 6 columns. So 8 should be equals to this m 3 plus 6 minus 1 is equals to. So there is no degeneracy obtained, right? So let's start calculating the ui and vj again from the obtained solution. Let's start. ui and vj. So u1, u2 and u3. We have to calculate u1, u2 and u3. Also we have to calculate v1, v2, v3, v4, v5 and v6. Now we have to choose the value of u2 or v3, which can be take 0. So on comparison, the maximum number of allocations are in second row and third row. So we can choose any one, either the second row or the third row. So let's start taking u2 equals to 0. So by using u2 equals to 0, we can calculate the value of other ui and vj's. So for this u2, corresponding to u2, we are having allocations in 3 cells, and these cells are C2, 4, C2, 4, C2, 4. That means u2 plus v4. C2, 4. The cost of C2, 4 is 5. So write 5 is equals to u2. We doesn't know the value. Yes, we know the value 0. We have taken 0 plus v4. So v4 is equals to 5. We obtain the value of v4. Write it here. v4 5. Now use this cell. This is second row and fifth column. So C2 5 is equals to u2 plus v5. C2 5. The cost is 13. 13 is equals to u2 is 0 plus v5. So v5 is equals to 13. We will write v5 equals to 13. Now for this cell C2 6. C2 6. Okay. C2 6. That is u2 plus v6. C2 6. The cost is 0. So 0 is equals to u2 0 plus v6, or v6 is equals to 0. Okay. Put it here. v6 is equals to 0. Now with the help of other values we have obtained, we can calculate v1 and v3 and all these. So let's start taking. We have obtained v4, so we can calculate the value of q3. Right. v4, for this v4 we have 2 allocations. v2 we have already known, but we doesn't know the value of v3, so we will calculate q3. This cell is C3 4. That means C3 4 is equals to u3 plus v4. u3 it doesn't matter. v4 we know 5. So u3 plus 5, and the cost is C3 4, 0. Cost is 0. So u3 is equals to minus 5. Right? u3 is equals to minus 5. Okay. Now we have minus 5. So we can calculate v1 now, because we have u3, u1 and u3 also. For this u3, we have allocation C3 1. It means C3 1 is equals to u3 plus v1, and the cost is 6. Right? So 6 is equals to u3 कितना है minus 5. So we can write minus 5 here, sorry, plus v1, or v1 is equals to 6 plus 5 is equals to 11. So v1 is 11. Right? v1 is 11. Again we will calculate v1 आ गया. अब हमें चाहिए v2. Only v2 and v3 are left. For v2 we need u1, but now we have v1, so we can calculate v1. For this v1 we have this allocation C11, right? So C11 is equals to u1 plus v1. Cost is 5. 5 is equals to u1 नहीं पता हमें. v1 we have calculated 11. u1 is 11. So u1 is equals to 5 minus 11 or minus 6. Right? So we will write u1 is equals to minus 6. Okay. What left? Now we left with v2. For v2 we have allocation here C1 2. So we will start calculating C12 here. C12 is equals to u1 plus u2, and C12 first row and second column, the cost is 3. 3 is equals to u1 minus 6 plus v2. v2 we doesn't know, we have to calculate. This v2 is equals to 3 plus 6 is equals to 9. So we get v2 is equals to 9. Now we got all ui and vj's. So what we have to do further? Now again we will calculate dij's for this to know that whether all the dij's are less than equals to 0 or not. If we got all the dij's less than equals to 0, then that is the optimal solution of the given transportation problem. So we will start calculating dij's for this, for all the unoccupied cells. Let's start calculating the dij's. Once you understand the method, the procedure, it will become easier for you to calculate it very early. Okay, so let's start calculating dij's for all unoccupied cells. We will start from this side. On calculating the values of all dij's, we obtained following values, which I have highlighted with yellow color. So you can see that these are the dij's we obtained, and you can see that all the dij's are positive. No one dij is negative. So since all dij's are positive, so the solution obtained by this transportation table now is optimal solution. So with the help of Modi method, we reached the optimal solution to the given transportation problem, since all dij's are less than or greater than equals to 0. That's it. Transportation cost. The transportation cost now obtained. Transportation cost now obtained by the given allocations will be the optimal transportation cost. So let's start calculating. 5 into 50 plus 3 into 100 plus 5 into 25 plus 13 into 125 plus 0 into 50 plus 6 into 30 plus 4 into 75 plus 0 into 30. So on solving this, the value we got is the transportation cost, which is optimal. Hence the solution is obtained. That is the Modi method, which I have explained you, and so many points which I have discussed in this video I have already discussed with you. So take an example, start solving it, so you can have a better understanding on that. Okay, have a good day. Transportation cost. The transportation cost now obtained. Transportation cost now obtained by the given allocations will be the optimal transportation cost. So let's start calculating. 5 into 50 plus 3 into 100 plus 5 into 25 plus 13 into 125 plus 0 into 50 plus 6 into 30 plus 4 into 75 plus 0 into 20. So on solving this, the value we got is the transportation cost, which is optimal. Hence the solution is obtained. That is the Modi method, which I have explained you, and so many points which I have discussed in this video I have already discussed with you. So take an example, start solving it, so you can have a better understanding on that. Okay, have a good day.